Joining me now is New Mexico Democratic Congresswoman Melanie Stansbury. She was part of that protest outside the Treasury Department yesterday and is the ranking member on the Oversight Committee's DOGE subcommittee, which is a separate entity from Elon Musk's government task force. Congresswoman, thank you so much for joining us today. Really appreciate it.
Absolutely. It's great to be here.
Well, it's great to have you back. I do want to start with that protest. You were joined by other Democrats. I'll play a little bit of what you had to say. Get your reaction on the other side.
Now is our time to organize, to mobilize, to take back our country, and to let these people know that this is our country, and we will not let them steal it. We will hold them accountable, and we will take it back.
Emotions really running high at that protest. Talk to me specifically, Congresswoman, what do you mean by take it back? How do you view Democrats' role right now?
Well, I mean, obviously, half of America did not vote for the current president, even though they're trying to claim a mandate. But I think the vast majority of Americans didn't vote for what they're seeing right now. I mean, you know, Donald Trump ran on lowering the price of groceries. And if you go grocery shopping right now, it's sky-high prices. But the issue that we have to be fighting back on is our democracy. And right now, we are seeing an unprecedented dismantling of the federal government with an unelected, unvetted, unqualified billionaire who's been given carte blanche to enter the federal government, to dismantle our agencies, to fire federal employees, to access our private data, and to stop payment on federal programs and services. And they're trying to pretend like this is all about government efficiency, but we have literally never seen such a disregard for the law and a dismantling of our federal government.
And you're, of course, talking about Elon Musk. Republicans rejected the idea of subpoenaing him. What, if any, recourse do Democrats have to have oversight over what he is doing?
Well, first and foremost, I mean, we have to stop him, and that's why the court strategy is most important at the present moment. As members of the House of Representatives, we don't have standing in Congress to bring many of the suits that would actually stop these activities. But outside groups, our state attorney generals and others are bringing those suits, and they're working through the courts right now. But our job is to perform oversight, both in person by showing up to these agencies to stop them. We're headed to Department of Labor after this, and to make sure that the American people are informed. I had a town hall just 2 nights ago. 12,000 New Mexicans signed on because people are terrified about what's going on. And we need the American people to know that we're fighting back, that we're going to stop them in the courts, and to know their own rights.
You reference the courts, and the challenge there is President Trump and Elon Musk are moving so quickly with these moves to gut some of these government agencies. Can the courts keep up with what is happening at the White House right now, given the rapid pace?
I mean, they're not at the present moment. You know, it depends on the suits. I think one of the most important suits that's being filed this week is a suit that would protect our federal employees. You know, on day one, Donald Trump signed a slew of executive orders that basically put federal employees on notice that he was going to fire them. Elon Musk sent an email on his own letterhead to almost 2 million federal employees, basically telling them to resign. And they've been going through these agencies, basically putting people on administrative leave and firing them. And that's illegal. It violates labor contracts. It violates appropriations law. And the federal unions are filing a lawsuit. And we want federal workers to know that you have rights and do not take this deal.
So bottom line, you think that Elon Musk is breaking the law?
Absolutely. There's no question. He's breaking multiple laws daily.
Multiple laws, name 1 or 2 of the laws that he's
appropriations law, for example. I mean, they are impounding federal funds, the federal freeze. They're offering these buyouts. We're only on a continuing resolution until March, and they're basically saying they're going to pay federal employees till September. They don't have the congressional authority to do that. It's a fake buyout. So, you know, folks need to really understand that this is a scam, and it's not unlike probably many of the scams that Donald Trump has run in his private enterprises over the years, but now he's conducting a scam against the American people.
Let me ask you about the Department of Government Efficiency. That's what Elon Musk is in charge of. You also, of course, as we mapped out, you're on the committee, but that's a separate thing. This is what Florida's Jared Moskowitz, a member of the DOGE caucus, said to Punchbowl News. He said, quote, "I need to see one of my Republican colleagues in the caucus explain the point of the caucus, because it seems that Elon Musk doesn't need them, because it seems what Elon Musk is destroying the separation of powers. I don't think the DOGE caucus at this moment really has a purpose. I don't need to stay in a caucus that's irrelevant." What do you make of what your Republican colleague said there? Do you agree with him?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, this morning, the Oversight Committee, where we tried to subpoena Elon Musk, was, like a 3-hour committee hearing where they brought in outside witnesses, and they have zero interest in actually doing oversight over what's actually happening in the federal government. And so it's not clear that they have any role right now. They've just abdicated completely to the executive.
So will you leave the caucus? Are you planning to stay and try to remake it, essentially?
I'm not a member of the caucus. So, I was chosen by the Democrats to essentially lead the resistance against the Republicans in the subcommittee in Congress. So my job is oversight. Originally, I was hoping we could find some bipartisan work that we could work on, because we all want a good government that functions. And, I'm a former OMB employee. I understand the federal government and efficiency, but there is no indication that that's what this is about. I mean, if you really wanted to downsize the government and make it more efficient, why are you going after some of the most highly decorated military personnel, women, LGBTQ plus people? I mean, they are really dismantling the federal government. They're trying to take out people that they believe are not ideologically loyal to them. And frankly, they're taking out people of color, women, and the LGBTQ plus community.
I want to ask you about USAID. Of course, President Trump and Elon Musk effectively stopping USAID, halting its work. Rahm Emanuel, who's, of course, a former top advisor to Democratic presidents and ambassador to Japan, told Politico, quote, "You don't fight every fight. You don't swing at every pitch. And my view is, while I care about the USAID as a former ambassador, that's not the hill I'm going to die on." Do you disagree with what he says? Do you have to pick your battles?
Well, I would have to disagree respectfully, because USAID is a critical agency in terms of the U.S.'s role internationally in helping to spread peace and to harmonize policies across the world. But, I mean, every single agency that the United States population depends on, from Medicaid, Medicare, Social Security, Department of Education, our public schools, foreign affairs, and our entire law enforcement establishment from the DOJ to the CIA is under fire right now. And so, yes, you have to pick your battles, but the battle right now is the battle for our democracy.
Okay. Congresswoman Stansbury, thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate it. Great to see you as always.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app, or follow us on social media.